This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. This is Central Texas Life with Ann Harder.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Central Texas Life, and I am so happy to have Lanelle Gallant here with us. I've known you a long time. Lanelle, I don't even know how we met.
I remember very well.
Oh, do you remember?
Yes. I was with Keep Waco Beautiful, and I needed to do a kind of a what do you call it, a bulletin, a spot for them.
A little
and
promotion.
You were on the radio.
Okay,
and
radio
so I
days.
went in and met you.
Okay.
And then also my dog escaped. And,
I remember that.
And you rescued my dog. So
That's right. Beautiful poodle, right?
no, it was a collie.
Oh, yes, a collie.
Yes.
A collie. Anyway, okay, it's always fun to reminisce. But the reason you're here is because you have won not one but two national awards from the DAR, the Daughters of the American Revolution, for your music writing. And I'm just so happy to be able to talk to you about that. I love being around creatives, love singers, and I think one other time maybe you sang in place of me because I couldn't do a funeral or something.
Right.
I think,
That's
and
right.
that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
A long time ago. So you're no stranger to music, but you know I have great admiration for people who write music, and let's talk first though about the DAR. You are a member of the Elizabeth Gordon Bradley
Yes.
chapter, and I'm also in that one.
Yes.
So full disclosure. But this is something. For how long have you been involved with the DAR, and why is this an important organization to you?
Well, I became a member in, I believe it was 2001.
Okay.
So over 20 years now. And I've just always loved it. And it was just a thrill that I found an ancestor that I could identify with. And so we did that. And then my mother also was into it. And so I did her paperwork for her. And I no longer have her, but she got to be that with me for a while. So that was really nice.
Yeah, and for me as well, I've had aunts who did the genealogy. Really, I just kind of tagged along. They did the heavy lifting, and it was really kind of a joy to be opened up to these legacy societies, and but the DAR has been around a long time. It's a huge organization.
Definitely.
Lots and lots of women, and of course there's a men's organization, the SAR,
Right.
the Sons of the American Revolution. But so you've been involved with the DAR and the local. In fact, there are two local DAR chapters.
Yes, we're very
Central
fortunate.
Texas.
We were the stepchild of the Henry Downs chapter,
Right.
and ours was started because of the times that they met, and so they suggested that the young people. I was not one of those young people, but anyway, when they were all young, they started one, and I'm sure you know Rusty Corwin.
That's right.
She
Rusty
was one of the first presidents, and so
Yeah.
It's been around for a number of years now.
So what do you do? What is, I know you get together and have programs. I've provided programs in
Right.
the past.
We have programs. We do service projects. We try to support the veterans with all kinds of things, collecting things, stamps that they can turn into art projects and those kinds of things. We work closely with the VAA to do things for them. And the national chapter has schools that it supports and makes sure that they have the things that they need. I think there's two schools that they have in the East. So there are just many things. We do cemetery grave cleanings and
Really?
Yes, and try to do indexing for the cemeteries and things. So we have a lot of things going.
Well, and I know you've done wreaths across the nation.
Yes.
It seemed like when I was
Yes.
working at the TV station, kind of, met many more of the other
Yes.
DAR ladies through that effort.
Right,
So,
and then of course we have the flag. We started the flag burning
the
ceremony.
flag burning, right?
Others
exactly.
now have joined in on that. You
Yeah.
know, not with us, but
No,
they
and
do other
I mean,
separate things.
Flag retirement. They're not out burning flags instead of bras.
Yes,
They're-
right. Whatever.
Whatever. But no, there is an actual protocol, and often there are grommets on the side of the flag that have to be cut out because
Right.
they don't want that.
Right.
And there is a ceremony, and it's quite moving, really.
Right, right. And we would have parties that we would get together and cut it into strips, so that
Right,
it
to
would
make it easier
to burn and everything.
burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many things that the DAR does. And I was telling you, I had the opportunity to go to the state DAR convention this spring and had never been to one before and was pretty much blown away by everything that was provided there. In fact, there were debutantes who were presented, which was amazing.
Yes.
With their a full debutante thing. And I was there with another genealogical society and we had tables out, and it was wonderful. It was just a great opportunity. But I learned there about the CAR, which is Children of the American Revolution. Is there a local chapter of that?
There was at one time. I'm not sure that it is active anymore, but I know at one time that there was one. A lady in Marlin, Texas, was head of that for a while.
Yeah.
So we've had them. I'm not sure of the status at this point. I wish I did know.
I was able to, in fact, from Texas, the national president of CAR. So this young lady, I think she was in college, but had kind of grown up in learning about American history and civics and all of the things, and I was just so impressed. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm a member and didn't know any of this stuff.
Right.
I was really, really taken by the work of the DAR and what everyone does. And before we kind of get into the reason for your visit here today, which was the national awards you won, how would one go about seeing if they could become a member of the DAR?
Well, first of all, contact a chapter, and then they would get you in contact with the regent, not the regent, but the registrar. And then she would give you the steps that you take to do that, and gives you some tools that you can do the genealogy work yourself. We do help,
I'm sure there are people
that's
that
needed.
Yeah.
But most people do all the work themselves of finding the materials that they need to be able to prove it, which are birth certificates and death certificates and marriage certificates. Census reports and so on and so forth. Deeds, whatever that.
Of course,
proves.
if you have an aunt or a grandmother or mother
Right.
who's in it, it's a pretty easy process.
Yes, you just tag on to theirs and
Yeah, it
add
makes
your
it easy.
information then too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that works good.
Well, what we want to do though is talk about not one but two, as I mentioned, national awards. Let's talk about the one from, was it last year?
Yes.
That you won. I think you even have a little award thing if you
Yes.
want to show that.
Let me reach over here and get that. I don't know if you can see it. It's,
So this-
it's clear.
This you got your tape. You can pick it. Can you just take it out? And
Yeah,
hold it?
it's going to look clear.
Yeah,
through
yeah. Show it to the camera, and then that's beautiful. And
Yes.
and this was for a song that you wrote.
Yes, this is
Last year.
Yes, and this is called the Evelyn Cole Peters Award, and it's for excellence, and it's not awarded to everybody that gets a first place winning spot.
Oh.
Because this year I got first place, but I didn't get another Evelyn Cole
Oh,
Peters
okay,
Award.
I see,
was a
yeah.
little less excellent this year, but
Someone was more
anyway,
excellent. Right?
I was thrilled to receive this last
Uh-huh.
year. That was the first song I have ever written in my whole life.
Really?
Yes. And
Nothing like starting out at the top.
no. And it all came about. I went to the Regents meeting at the country club out here, and they had a display set up on the table, sort of different things going on. One of them was the American Heritage Awards, and I just stopped to visit with the lady, and she said, well, you can do that. And I said, no, I can't do any of those things. It was like all kinds of
Oh, it's
jewelry
art
making
and,
and
all
art
kinds of
and
things, yeah.
all kinds of acrylics, paints,
Yeah,
watercolors, and quilt making, crocheting, needlepoint. I mean,
All kinds of handicrafts, yeah.
None of those things could I possibly do. and then she got down. Well, there was a music category. I said, well, what do you do with that? She said, well, you can write a song. I said, I can't write a song. And she said, I bet you could. Well, on the way home, I was thinking, what could I write a song about?
Right.
And I thought, well, it's about the historic trails of the United States. And so I thought, the El Camino Real. And
yeah.
so I
Very
thought,
famous trail.
I thought ancestors had the Stagecoach Inn right outside of Crockett.
Yeah.
And so it was the inn of the Stagecoach, and it was on the El Camino Real. They built a home there, and they had come down that trail.
Really?
And so I wrote a song about them.
Yeah.
And it won first place. Well, when I walked in to tell my daughter that I think I'm going to write a song, she fell down on the floor laughing at me. And
nothing like supportive family.
And I think it was well meant, because I have forgotten the words to so many songs in my life and had to make them up on the spot.
No, I know.
That, you just fill in and go on. So that's how it started. But
well, I mean that is amazing. That's great, and it's a ballad. It's called the Ballad of El Camino Real de los Tejas.
Right.
And it won first place last year.
Yes.
And then an extra special award, the Evelyn Cole Peters Award.
Right.
So let's move to the next. You thought, okay, I've done this once. How about can lightning strike twice?
Well, my thought was, I'm not going to write another song because I already did everything
I was
that I
say,
could do.
what else can I do? Yeah.
And so I thought, well, maybe I can write another song. And so this one was about stars and stripes forever in the arts, not the heart, but the arts.
Oh, so they had a theme.
Yes, they had a theme. You have to write according to the theme.
I got you. Yeah,
And
it's
so,
like the
anyway.
PTA art contest. You know, they have a theme.
So I thought, well, I could write about that. And I thought, everybody's written a song about the flags, and they're such wonderful
you're
songs.
A grand old flag.
Yes,
and,
I mean, how could I possibly write anything about that, And then I thought, wonder how Old Glory got its name. And then it dawned on me that I could look up on the internet all the information and get the lowdown. And so it came from Captain William Driver. And I thought, well, maybe I can write a song about that. So I just started out and wound up with a song.
Okay. Well, with that, we're going to put on our headphones.
Okay.
And we're going to listen.
Now, since you haven't heard it, don't fall down on the floor laughing, okay?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No.
This is an amateur over here.
All right, here we go.
Captain Bill Driver's ship sailed the sea. His mom made a banner for all to see. And when he saw it, he loudly proclaimed, Old Glory, and that was her name. Old Glory, tried and true. Old Glory, red, white, and blue. Bold stripes and bright stars too. Old Glory, how we love you. The time came for William to leave the sea. He then made a home in Nashville, Tennessee. When people passed by, they would look to the sky. They'd always see glory flying high. Old Glory, tried and true. Old Glory, red, white, and blue. Bold stripes and bright stars too. Old Glory, how we love you. War clouds gathered, dividing our land. Some fought for the north and some for the south. Filled with alarm, Bill brought glory down. He kept his flag hidden from harm. Rebels searched high and rebels searched low for Bill's companion, protector, and friend. Over and under and all around, but Old Glory could not be found. Old Glory, tried and true. Old Glory, red, white, and blue. Bold stripes and bright stars too. Old Glory, how we love you. Nashville was freed, the rebels lost out. The call for a banner was heard throughout. Covering and Bill ripped open the seam. There at last Old Glory was seen. Old Glory, tried and true. Old Glory, red, white, and blue. Bold stripes and bright stars too.
goodness. Well, that is awesome.
Well, thank you.
Oh my goodness! All the orchestration and you laid the different vocal tracks. You did all your harmony.
My daughter was the second soprano on that one,
Okay.
and Marty Cook, my accompanist for many years,
Uh-huh.
was also on the alto part. So we added those, and they did great.
Oh, I am blown away. I mean, that truly was great. I can't imagine anybody doing anything any better to fit in that. So let's talk a little bit about Cook, right? The gentleman who's, what was his name?
William Driver.
William Driver.
Uh-huh,
Okay, yeah.
yes.
And of course, you even have some signage here
Right.
as part of the presentation. So tell me. I mean, we heard it in the story, but tell me a little bit about.
Well, as I said before, he was, born in 1803 in Essex, Massachusetts, and went to sea at age 13 as a cabin boy. And then from there, he progressed into wanting to be a captain of ships himself. Mm-hmm. So he took lessons and things as he was also serving on ships, and became licensed at the age of 21. And on his 21st birthday, his mother had sewn a flag for him, along with helping girls from the neighboring homes around. And
it was huge. It was
huge. It was 17 feet by 10 feet.
Major.
Just think it had to be seen on the high seas.
Right.
And
kind of Betsy Ross.
Right.
A few years later.
And so after all of those things, he sailed for many years. I don't know if you remember the story of the Pitcairn Islands and the mutiny on the Bounty story.
Yeah.
And he rescued the people off the Pitcairn Islands and returned them to their native land.
Really?
Yes, because they had been, just thrown there to the wolves. And so and the real fascinating story about that is, on that particular voyage that he made, 6 ships left out of Essex, Massachusetts. Heavy storms hit somewhere in that sailing, and all the ships were lost. All the ships except his.
Really?
And he always felt that the only reason he was saved was so that he could save the people on the Pitcairn Islands. He was a very religious man.
I was going to
very
say God had a
devout.
purpose for him.
Yes. Yeah. And he was, just always thankful that that he was able to do that for them. He was a leader after he retired. He retired to Nashville, Tennessee. His wife died, and he moved to be with his brother in Tennessee. And he was a merchant there, and served on different boards and things that they had, always involved in things. And on special occasions, he would fly that flag from his house on a rope that was stretched across the street to a tree. He hung it out of this second-story window,
Wow.
so big, and hung it on a tree across the street. So on special occasions, he flew the flag, and people always looked forward, to seeing the flag. It was quite a thing. Then when the war broke out, Nashville was taken over by the rebels. That was the main thing in the South that was there. But then the North came in, and they freed Nashville. And so that's how we get the ending story, and how it really gained its fame. That Old Glory was the one that was flown off the Capitol when it was set free. And so they were, it just became famous for that. It's been known as Old Glory ever since.
So this is the beauty, I think, of the DAR, besides the work you do and the programs, but there's so much history that you continue to learn.
Yes. Yes. So in 1981, we went to Washington, D.C., and they had Old Glory on display. I think it was the last time it's been displayed. It's
Really?
now not shown at all. It's so fragile and fragile. And I remembered seeing that when I thought about writing the song. And so
Yeah.
that was kind of the
So you
impetus that got
actually
me
got
started.
to see that flag.
Right. So
Well, I mean, it's just, I'm blown away. I mean, the song is wonderful, and I think you've got more music in you, though.
I don't know. I'm getting a
think you
late
do.
start in life here.
That's hey, but better late than never. And here is your actual award: the Daughters of the American Revolution American Heritage Committee presents to Lanelle Gallant
Right.
the first place. And so the Elizabeth Gordon Bradley chapter is so very proud of you, and to bring these national awards back to Waco.
Well, I can't tell you how much they supported me in all of this.
I'm sure.
Because they did, and not only that, they helped me monetarily to get there, and so that was
Sure.
that brought tears to my eyes, honestly.
Yeah, oh.
And so it was just quite a thrill to be able to do that, and to bring these things back for them. So it's just a blessing, really, and I've enjoyed doing it. So this year, I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, you don't even know the theme probably yet.
Well,
do
I
you?
don't know the whole title of it, but it's about the DAR Museum. I'm not sure how you write a song about a building yet.
So where is the DAR Museum?
It's there in the main compound where Constitution Hall is and everything. It's 1776 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Oh, okay, right there in D.C.
Yes, just a block or so from the Marriott where we stay. So
Good. Might have to make a visit there.
You
this
need
coming
to
fall.
do that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Well, I like to end these little visits with a questionnaire similar to the one the late great James Lipton would use on Inside the Actor's Studio. And so here's the first question. Lanelle, what is your favorite word?
love.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. What about a least favorite word?
Oh, I don't know that I have one.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you are a creative. So I'm going to ask you, what turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
I don't know what the turn on is. I don't know. There's a drive in me to do things, whether it be the yard or something else. And right now it's the something else with the music.
Yeah.
But I've just always been a joiner.
All right.
I'm in the DAR, I'm in the DRT, I'm in the
I was gonna
United
say, when
Daughters
you
of the
were-
Confederacy.
You were
I'm
talking
a joiner.
about El Camino Real. I said, I bet she's in Daughters of the Republic of Texas.
Yes, and so I think it's part of that is being part of a group and functioning within that group and being able to contribute what you do have to give. And I was more than thrilled to serve as regent for one term, and
That's a big deal.
it was a big deal,
Yeah.
especially since the big deal didn't know how to operate any of the computer stuff. And and one of our wonderful members, Mary Beth Alexander, is so good. And then another past regent now, Marilyn Judy, was also very proficient on the computer. So they got tired of me calling them, honestly. I would say, help, and they would come through. So we made it through those 2 years.
Yeah, it's right. It takes a village to,
Yes,
to get all the
to
things
get
done.
me there, yes.
So what turns you off spiritually or creatively or emotionally?
Well, let's see.
Computers?
Computers, definitely. Anything that has to do with a button that I don't know how to operate. I don't know that I have those. I mean, I'm
okay.
usually pretty open to trying it, and if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
I am very adverse to technology.
Yeah,
You know,
well.
but my age group has difficulty with this, but anyway, I'm getting better. And the funny thing is, I was a special education teacher, and of course, we had to do all of our reports on the computer. Well, those are nothing compared to what you do now on the computer. I cannot remember all the buttons and bells and whistles I'm
Well,
supposed to be using.
And now AI does everything.
Yes.
It's pretty scary.
And what I don't know, I just ask the phone.
Oh, yeah.
That phone is just
Because
brilliant.
it's listening all the time.
all the time.
Sometimes it'll tell you things you didn't even know you wanted to know.
Right.
Okay. What sound do you love the most?
I love to go out in the early morning, and it's just before daylight.
Oh, that is early.
And in my neighborhood, there are many, many trees.
Yeah.
And in those trees, there are many, many birds. And instead of just a jumble of sound, it's a beautiful orchestra playing different tunes at different times. It's just the most peaceful time of the day to me. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, bird song. Nothing quite like it. What is your least favorite sound?
Probably motorcycles that go up and down the street in the night.
Okay, that's pretty specific, but yeah. What profession would you like to have tried that you did not? A songwriter. I mean, you've got that licked at now your age, so that's great.
When I was younger, I went to New York City and was given the chance to do some auditions and things while I was there. One was on the Merv Griffin show.
Really?
And I thought about going and doing Broadway and having a career. I already had a child then, and I really struggled with doing that and doing something else. And my husband was more than willing to go with me, to New York. And in fact, he wanted me to. And I thought, I don't know. And then it wasn't but a week later that I went in to wake Jessica up, and I could not wake her up. And it was just the scariest thing in the world. I immediately called the doctor, took her in. By that time, she was a little bit drowsy. We took her and had some tests done on her, and there were some abnormalities there. And so I thought, I cannot do this. I cannot, because at that time you couldn't see it, you couldn't touch it, you couldn't know what it was, but there was something that was a little off. And so I think she's my miracle baby, honestly.
Yeah.
So she's
Yeah.
magnificent.
So your dream of Broadway
It
stardom.
just
It was
faded.
okay.
It just faded.
Yeah.
I have loved doing programs all my life.
Oh, you're a
singing
great
in
singer,
church
obviously,
and things like that.
Yeah.
But it was enough.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, what job do you know you would not want to do? No thanks.
Anything out in the hot sun these days.
For sure. Yeah, hats off to people who have to work outside.
Yes, and I'm just
In
amazed
Texas.
that they can even do it. I go outside early to water or pull weeds or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'm
I'm
just
done by
dripping.
10. Yeah, I'm done
just
by 10,
dripping.
yeah.
And so I thought, I don't want to do that much.
Yeah, right. One last question. So what do you want to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
He's going to say, you made it, kid. You made it. So that'll be good.
Well, Lanelle, you're making life so sweet here for those of us who know you. We're just honored to be able to share your success with the DAR and a little bit about the DAR story, and to learn something about the story of Old Glory. I mean, this is wonderful, and appreciate you sharing your time with us and your talents.
Well, it's just been a delight being with you today, and I've really, really enjoyed it.
Well,
so.
and any way we can promote our wonderful United States of America. is a good thing.
Absolutely.
Good thing. It's a treasure we should not take for granted.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
especially in times that we have,
Yeah.
and we need our freedom, we need our liberty, and we just need to stay strong.
Yeah, we're grateful for that.
Yes.
Thank you, Lanelle, before we get all emotional. Appreciate you for being with us here on Central Texas Life. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Central Texas Life with Ann Harder is part of the Rogue Media family. Be sure to check out our other shows at roguemedianetwork.com. Please rate this show 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Join us again soon for more Central Texas Life with Ann Harder. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.